Local Michelin dealer since 1967, providing Cleveland with quality products and services for over 50 years. Come see Freddie or Tony in downtown Cleveland for a great deal on Michelin tires.
All right, this is Andrew Morgan. Welcome to the Andrew Morgan Show. Today I've got Josh back here with me. For those of you who watched on Friday, we had a show with Josh and I going over our picks for the NCAA championship games. As I disclosed, I don't watch as much college basketball as I may have back when I was, half as old as I am now. But, I pick based on who I hate, pretty much, is generally how it is. So as you can imagine, I was cheering against Florida on Friday and Sunday, for that matter. And I actually, for the first time in my life, cheered for Josh's Hokies, which felt just wrong, but, whatever. So the reason that Friday was not a live show is because me and Josh and I were there. Yeah. We went up to Indy, us and our buddy Ben. Three of us drove up, left, 4:30 on Friday?
Yeah, really early.
Left 4:30 in the morning, Friday morning. Drove up to Indy. Went up to Hinkle Fieldhouse to see the Hokies and the Gators. And Josh, being a big Hokies fan, what'd you think?
Disappointing results, obviously, but really cool experience. The stadium it's very tiny and kind of intimate. Weird not being a whole lot of fans there, but a cool experience to go experience March Madness.
I've got to say, when I pulled up to a place that looked huge from the outside, but on the inside was basically the size of Bradley's gym.
Sure.
Pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't too far off.
They probably set the same amount, to be honest.
Yeah, more than likely. So, they didn't have anybody sitting down the lower section. What I consider the 200 level seats, they had some folks there, and then they had us in the uppers. How many people would you say were there? Maybe 750 to 1,000?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
About 1,000 people?
Maybe a little bit more, but
but not much. I mean, we're not talking many. It was so strange to be at an event of such magnitude, and just have nobody there.
Oh yeah,
I mean, concession stands. I think we came in and got brats, and had no wait.
Yeah,
I mean, we were there a little early, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, just being from being a playoff type setting. I went to a college playoff football game a few years ago. And, that place was packed and it was wild. Then go into this, you kind of expect the same thing. So but with COVID, it's just not the way it went.
No, not at all. I mean, it's one of those we could have sat pretty much everywhere. Of course, they had hall monitors making sure your masks were up and on. I think we met a few Karens over at the second game we went to. Literally nobody sitting in front of us, no one sitting anywhere close to us, and it was just like, man, I'm drinking a Pepsi. Can you give me just 1 second to swallow it, please?
I will say, as far as the few stadiums we attended, I think Hinkle probably had the best atmosphere because it was a smaller setting, and even if people separated, the experience was still near people and loud and celebrating. Whereas the other games we attended, they were a lot more separated out.
Well, and there wasn't much to get excited about one of those games we went to. We'll talk about it in a minute. But I think the thing that got me was when we were at Hinkle, seeing VTech. Of course, Josh and I walked around beforehand just checking out the place. And, we're both nerds like that. Like to check out the stadiums, check out where you're at. And let's be honest, I was going to find popcorn. Anybody who knows me knows that's the first thing I was going to do. But who was it you ran into? You ran into a VTech legend. Apparently.
Yeah. His name's Mike Burnup. He's a longtime color commentator for the Hokies and their local radio station there. He used to play at Virginia Tech, was a podcaster for Virginia Tech. So it was a cool experience to meet him. Very nice guy.
Yeah. He had me take a picture of him. Whole time you could tell the guy was like, "You want to get your picture made?" And I'm like, "Man, I would, but I don't know who you are." So, I mean, would you say that he's kind of like the John Ward of, well, maybe not quite there, Bob Kessling? I mean, like kind of that level for y'all, or?
I don't really. He played way back in the day, so I don't know his status as a football legend. I think he was a tight end.
But as far as radio guy, is he like y'all's guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's your okay. All right.
Yeah.
See, I know nothing.
Everybody knows him. So.
The only Virginia team I ever care about is the University of Virginia. All Thomas Jefferson's school of choice.
Luckily, they took an early exit as well.
I tell you, I think everybody took an early exit.
Anybody good just about did, yeah.
So
it was an interesting weekend for sure.
It was. I will say when Virginia Tech, I hope no spoilers for y'all, but when VTech tied the game to put it to overtime, it actually felt like March Madness.
Oh yeah,
it was. I mean, it was great.
We definitely got to experience it, and I'd say that I hadn't been to a more exciting basketball game than that one. It was fun. So.
Yeah. And I got to say it definitely was up there. Afterwards we left and we were trying to make it over to Lucas Oil to go catch the Baylor game.
Yeah.
Catch part of the Baylor game, but between traffic and parking, just couldn't make it. So we went on over to see Tennessee and Oregon State. Honestly, we should have just caught Baylor.
Probably.
or Oral Roberts for that matter.
Sure.
But that was not much of a contest.
No,
that was just that was a bit depressing.
Tennessee was one of those teams I thought they'd either make a really long run or just be bounced in the first round. They're a Jekyll and Hyde team, it seems like, this year, and didn't go their way.
I tell you, it was hard to wear Pantone 151. It was rough. It was a rough go for us. But the good thing, we were walking through. We literally had just got in, made it through security, and got our tickets scanned. And I look up, and who do I see? I see Chancellor Plowman, the new chancellor for the University of Tennessee system. So me, being the nerd I am, immediately started yelling and got her attention and got a picture made with her. Strangely, it was her taking a selfie of us.
Yeah.
So she has a selfie of she and I. I have a picture of Josh taking a picture of us with her taking a picture of us. It's kind of odd, but yeah. So on the chancellor's phone, there's a selfie of me on it.
Yeah, I thought that was
Wrap
cool.
your mind around that.
I thought that was cool. She wanted to take a picture with you too.
I tell you, it's nice for her to recognize celebrities. You know, it's great.
Yeah. Well, you got your own radio show.
That's right. That's big time. Big time. Don't tell her what I pay for it. So. But no, it was really neat, seeing her. It couldn't have asked for a nicer person. Just, I feel like she's doing a pretty good job up there. And unfortunately, the play on the court didn't really match up to the enthusiasm the fans showed.
Sure.
But despite the disappointing exit for both of our respective teams, what'd you think about March Madness? I mean, this is the first time that I'm aware of that they had everything in one city.
Yeah. Usually it's separated out over a few. So.
And of course, the two, Lucas Oil and Bankers Life Fieldhouse, which is where we went to for the Tennessee game, we're about 15 minutes from Hinkle.
Yeah.
And I think one of the other places was about an hour north.
Sure.
But still, you're talking about generally the same
area.
Yeah. And I thought it was so neat just to be able to go to one place and see all these games and see all these fans. But what were your thoughts?
I thought it was a cool experience, good atmosphere in the city. It's kind of weird seeing, usually you go to an event and you see fans of the home team and, maybe a couple of the other team, but like just so many fans of different teams at, each game. And it was a cool experience. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We checked out some of the tickets on StubHub, see if we could find some seats that were maybe a little bit better than ours.
Sure.
And it was amazing to me how cheap some of those games were going for.
Yeah.
I mean, we looked at the Baylor game, for example, and we could have got in for $10.
Yeah.
I mean, just insane. And, 2 hours before the Tennessee game, they had lowers for like $40.
Yeah.
So, well, not low, but, that 200 level, which is about the closest you could get.
Yeah.
But it was just amazing to me that there weren't more people trying to go.
Yeah, I think here in Tennessee, obviously, I think we take COVID seriously, but we do still continue to live our lives and go and do things in a safe manner. But other places in the United States, like they're not getting out, it seems, and just really odd to not have as many people there as you would expect there to be for a championship.
Because there were still tickets available for most of these games.
Yeah.
I mean, on StubHub at least,
Yeah.
Ticketmaster, places like that. And by the time of tip off for the Tennessee game, there weren't nearly as many on there. I don't know if that's what reasoning per se, but but pretty much it's one of those. If you wanted to go, you could have gone. And pretty reasonably.
Yeah, I was real surprised. I mean, we had some extra tickets that we were trying to get rid of, and I couldn't get people to take them. I couldn't give them away. So
it was you had tickets to the Baylor game that went unused.
Yeah, we couldn't get rid of them. So.
Yeah, so it's just crazy. But So the question is would you go back?
Yeah, I think it was a good experience. Obviously, if I go back, I'd like to catch a few more games next time.
Oh, yeah.
But the experience was cool. I'd like to see it next year, have a few more fans. Hopefully things kind of ease up and they're allowed to have more people.
Oh, yeah. Well, and one thing about it is the best part of the whole trip, I will say, was after the Tennessee game.
Sure.
Yeah. When we went to the best restaurant north of the Mason-Dixon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I went to Giordano's, Chicago deep dish style pizza.
I think that might be a matter of opinion. But.
Oh, I tell you, it was great. I ordered this big old pepperoni and spinach pizza. Just wonderful. And what did Josh get?
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Fettuccine Alfredo. I mean, seriously. I mean, come on. You're at Giordano's. I mean, hands down the best pizza out there.
I'm not a huge fan of the Detroit style pizza.
It's not Detroit style, Chicago style.
Or Chicago,
it's deep dish. Come on, man. We're fat guys.
It's not New York, so it just
my goodness.
doesn't cut it.
Killing me. So after we left Giordano's, we made the trek home. Got home at 3:45.
Really late.
Yeah. I think I got up about 4 the night before, and I got in bed a little bit after. So it definitely made for an interesting drive.
Yeah, it was a long trip home.
Oh, yeah.
We had our ups and our downs
Yeah, we did.
and stops, and it was just trying to keep Andrew awake. And,
it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I did well. I never dozed off or anything.
No.
It was definitely it's one of those of as long as I'm thinking and talking, I'm fine.
We had to keep him engaged in conversation.
Oh my goodness, I've never heard Josh talk so much in my life.
Yeah.
The best part was on the way up, our buddy Ben had decided he was going to stay up. That way he had no chance of oversleeping. And so he's sleeping the way up. And Josh and I are just shooting the bull. And somebody from the office calls it with a question, and neither of us had worked on the case on this particular issue. And Ben had, so we're trying to wake Ben up. And it basically turns into me like popping him in the chest like with my big old gorilla paw. Nothing. Doesn't wake up.
Yeah.
Nothing. I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Thought surely he's finally died on us.
Yeah.
I've always told him he's burning the candle at both ends worse than I do. And I thought, surely to goodness, Ben's a goner. So I do it again, and he finally makes some noise, and we wake him up. I swear it took him 5 minutes to wake up?
Yeah, at least.
Probably.
And he was out
Keep
of
going?
it for sure.
Oh, just completely out of it. We were the sun was already up.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to sleep at 4:30 for crying out loud.
I think my favorite part of Ben waking up is the little noises he made. He goes when he wakes up, and it's hilarious.
I keep waiting for the alien to pop out of his chest or something, or the predator to just go after him. It was nuts.
He's a character.
Oh, he's something. He is something. But yeah, he tried to doze off on us a time or two on the way back, and then he'd have that audacity to go, "Hey, do you want me to drive?" No, I don't want you to drive. You were snoring 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm fine. But no, we got home safe and sound, had a good time. And the real question is think you can talk your wife into letting us go next year?
We'll have a conversation about it. We'll get a cool-off period for this one, and then we'll try for next year.
I think Brittany was happy to be rid of me for an evening.
Yeah.
I think so. She got to have the dinner she wanted and go to bed when she wanted, you know, instead of me keeping her up half the night.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't wake her up when I got home. That was the best part. Ralph did not cause us any trouble there. So, but it was a good experience. I already looked at next year's. I think they've got some in Greenville, South Carolina. But, unfortunately next year, the first round and the second round are in different places. Yeah. Which, it was nice with this one. If we'd have spent the weekend, we could have stayed, Thursday night basically till today. Yeah. So
what I'd like to see next year, if they're doing it in different cities, is I'd like to purchase one ticket and be able to get all the games on that day.
Oh yeah.
I know it's a little bit more expensive.
I think
but
they might do it that way. I don't remember
on a normal basis.
Yeah. I've never been. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with you in just a minute. Hey, this is Andrew Morgan. Thank you for listening to Mixing with Morgan. And remember us for all of your legal needs. Law offices of Andrew B. Morgan, 3910 North Ocoee Street, 829-1429. Do you need to relax? Been through a crazy divorce? Just had a bad day at work? Call us for a massage. Total Rejuvenation. We offer massage therapy services. You can reach us at 423-802-3204. Are you looking for a gift for that special someone? How about a handmade scrunchie, headband, an Apple Watch, or a custom t-shirt? Check out SoFly3910.com. SoFly for all of your headband, watch band, scrunchie, and t-shirt needs. www.sewfly3910.com.
Lifetime Certified is the new buzz in town for Vehicles Direct. 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty. Lifetime powertrain warranty. Complimentary maintenance for 1 year. Love it or leave it, satisfaction guaranteed. Vehicles Direct. South Lee Highway in Cleveland at APD 40. Visit vehiclesdirect.com.
Allergic to ladders? Let Drain Right Guttering show you several options to keep your gutters clog-free and your feet on the ground. For everything gutters, including clog-free gutter protection, we are the go-to gutter guys.
Drain Right Guttering.
Kids healthy and fed, laundry caught up, house is clean, dinner is cooked. Who else could do all of this but a superhero mom? Nominate your superhero mom today and listen every Monday to Mix Mornings for when to call in and your mom could win a prize from Pure Bath Body and Mind. All moms are superhero moms. Mix 1041 and Pure honoring superhero moms Monday mornings on Mix 1041.
Las Margaritas on 25th Street is a family restaurant and cantina. Come see them for trivia on Tuesdays, karaoke on Thursdays, and live and local music Fridays and Saturdays. But Las Margaritas on 25th Street is a good time any day of the week. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 10, and Friday and Saturday, 11 till midnight. Check out their daily food specials. Las Margaritas on 25th Street.
Be home with Bender Realty. As times change and events happen that affect our lives, home is our safe haven. Bender Realty has been leading people home for over 50 years, supporting and servicing this community in difficult times or prosperous times. Now, more than ever, Bender Realty is here for you. Let us help you be home with Bender Realty. Call Bender Realty at 472-2173 or visit their website at bender-realty.com.
All right, well, thanks for coming back to the Andrew Morgan Show. We're sitting here, like many of these teams are, struggling through the NCAA championship tournament. As we were talking about before the break, Josh and I actually made it up to the games on Friday. But so, Josh, we had a few upsets, huh? I mean, Tennessee going out was a terrible one for me.
Sure.
VTech for you.
Sure.
But beyond that, can I just say today we are all Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
I mean, how great was that? Ohio State goes down, Florida goes down. I mean, just early Christmas present right there.
I'd love to see one of these small teams actually really make it into the championship and win. I think it'd be cool.
Yes.
It just shows you that, the talent in basketball is so close all across the board.
Yeah.
Football, you got your Alabama and Clemson every year, but basketball, literally anybody can win it any year.
Yeah, football, you got so many of the haves and the have-nots. So, we were talking on the way back Friday night, Saturday morning, about how in football it seems like you get your Clemson and your Alabama every year.
Sure.
And you got a variety of Oklahoma, Georgia, LSU, Ohio State, maybe Notre Dame here and there,
Sure.
Oklahoma, I think it's Oklahoma. But you have no real parity.
No.
Look at where we were with the University of Tennessee for the last decade or so. I mean, I'll say it. It's been terrible. But, where you have a situation, I'm looking over here at who's advanced to the Sweet 16. You got Baylor and Villanova. I don't think anyone was too surprised there.
No.
Arkansas, not really that surprised. But Oral Roberts and Loyola Chicago, I mean, that right there. Oregon State, Oregon State being here, that's a shocker.
Is Loyola Chicago a surprise anymore, though?
Honestly, Sister Jean has a direct line to God, apparently. And he must be a fan of Loyola Chicago because, my goodness, after what they did to us a couple years ago.
Yeah, and they really beat Illinois handedly.
They did. They did. Illinois, I saw several people predicting them to win it all.
Wow.
And, that was actually one of the that Illinois Drexel game was actually a pretty expensive ticket.
Yeah.
Because when I was checking out the other games to see what was there, I think the Illinois game was going for like $600 a seat. Insane.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Drexel, but, at least they got to see them win one game.
Sure.
But, then you go down here to Syracuse, Jim Boeheim, you never can count out. It's just
they may be my new favorite for this year.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing, and I think they're hot right now. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and, Syracuse, like I said, you never count them out. Houston, not a shocker. but it's definitely, over here on the other side, today's games, which, I probably won't get to see any of them, but that's okay. We got Gonzaga, Oklahoma. Who are you picking on that one?
I guess I'm going to go with Gonzaga. I think
you have
move
to
forward. So
yeah, I think Gonzaga just is too strong of a team. Oklahoma's done pretty good work, but the Zags are just And of course Creighton and Ohio. I tend to lean toward Creighton, but who knows this year?
I mean, Creighton barely beat UC Santa Barbara, I think it is.
Yeah.
Ohio, they took out a better team.
They did.
We'll see what happens, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's one I would not want to put any money on.
No.
Of course, USC and Kansas, I still think Kansas wins that one.
I like Kansas there, too.
I do. Oregon, Iowa, I think you had Iowa winning the whole thing.
I do, yeah. So they're still in it. I'm happy about that. Oregon got a bye and got to move on without playing. So we'll
it'll be interesting to see how they actually adjust to that. I mean, that's going to be missing that game be interesting. Michigan LSU. Michigan handled Texas Southern, but that's what they're supposed to do. It's a 1 seed versus a 16.
Yeah.
LSU also did what they were supposed to do against St. Bonaventure, but it should have been a closer game based on the ranking. But I'm sorry, LSU and St. Bonaventure. Sight unseen, I think we both know who I'm picking.
Yeah, sure.
So I think Michigan handles their business with LSU, and frankly, with my hatred of Will Wade, I hope they do.
Yeah, I like Michigan as well. Juwan Howard's got them going in the right direction. So I like it.
And of course, Colorado, Florida State might be one of the better games of the day. I think I like what the Buffalo are doing.
Really,
I do.
I'm gonna stick on the ACC train here and go Florida State. I like what they got this year.
I figured you would. UCLA making a run, beating BYU, Abilene Christian. I think I stick with UCLA.
Yeah, I always want to take the upset, but I think UCLA gets it done.
I just I think the ghost of John Wooden might be repelling them a little bit this year.
I think Abilene Christian pulled off the upset, but they still only won by a point, and so.
And I think UCLA I think they handle the business. I mean, considering they beat Michigan State and BYU. That's two pretty good pedigrees.
Yeah, they're heading into their third game, and I think they take care of business.
And of course, Maryland, as I believe I predicted, took care of UConn, and of course Alabama beat Iona. I still think that Alabama is playing good basketball, and I think they'll pick it out. So after this last week, who are you seeing advance into the Elite Eight?
I'm liking Iowa and Gonzaga for sure.
Yeah.
Kansas, you got your three big names in that West bracket. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to like Ohio to get the upset and have to face Gonzaga.
Yeah.
As far as the East goes, I think Michigan gets there, Florida State. Oh, no, they both can't get there. I'm going to go Florida State, actually, on that one. I think they
over
take
Michigan.
Yeah, I like them a little bit better, and I think they can handle that. And then
what about that lower side of the bracket?
Yeah, UCLA and I guess Bama. I guess
that one is a tough matchup. I don't really know. I think, and I haven't watched much UCLA basketball this year, but personally, I hope they do. Sorry for my Alabama fans out there, but I hope they beat Alabama.
Yeah, it makes my day anytime
it really does.
No matter if it be basketball,
loses,
football.
Florida loses. I don't care if it's knitting.
Sure.
If Florida and Alabama lose, I'm happy.
Yeah.
What about over here in the South?
Yeah.
Who do you think advances? You got Baylor, Villanova. I think Baylor still takes it.
I'm gonna go Nova.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Nova.
Okay.
They got good tournament experience. They got a couple national championships. I think they handle Baylor. They were supposed to do better this year.
Yeah.
Fell to a 5 seed, but I think they turned around the tournament. So
you think Oral Roberts can take out Arkansas?
No. I think the road ends here.
Yep.
So.
Probably so.
Yeah. So.
Loyola, Chicago, Oregon State. I mean, Oregon State's playing some pretty good basketball.
Oregon State is hot right now.
They are. Believe you me.
But I like Loyola Chicago. I like the story, and I'll go them for now. So
yeah, Oregon State. I guess I'm gonna have to pick them. Syracuse, Houston. I tend to think Syracuse. I think Bayham's got his boys where he needs to get them, where it matters.
I think I'm going to go Syracuse too, and I think with the ball that they're playing right now, they're my new favorite. So.
Yeah. So Final Four, I think I'm going to pick Baylor. I think I'm going to pick Syracuse. I'm going to probably say I think Michigan beats UCLA to get into the Final Four. And I think the Zags take out Iowa.
Interesting.
That's kind of where I'm at. And championship game, it's probably the easier pick. It's probably going to be wrong, but I'm thinking Gonzaga Baylor.
Interesting. Okay.
That's kind of where I'm putting
That's the boring pick right
there.
there.
It is. It's the boring pick, and I'm probably picking the Zags to win it.
Nice. I'm Final Four. I'm going to go Iowa and Florida State, and then I think I'm going to go Villanova and Syracuse. I think Syracuse gets in and Iowa gets in, and then While Syracuse is my favorite right now, I'm going to stick with Iowa.
Yeah.
So
you gonna stay?
I'm going to stay with Luka Garza and see what happens.
I tell you, I'm not even looking at my original bracket. I know it's all kinds of busted. It's probably covered in red.
It was bad.
Probably looks like one of the motions you hand me to critique.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, come on, that was good. So for those of you that don't know, Josh has been my paralegal since 2016, April of 16. Yeah. Been together a long time here. So, Josh, we've got a few minutes left. What do you do at the office? I'm asking not for the listeners. I'm asking for me. This is actually a surprise. We're going to do your employee evaluation here on the air. So what do you do?
In short, everything.
Oh, my goodness. I knew that was coming.
If you want to get more detailed, I am the bankruptcy paralegal. So I help individuals come in who are having issues with finances and try to help them, decide what option is best for them, whether that be filing bankruptcy or not filing bankruptcy if that's not the best option for them. So just want to help people get back on the right track that are struggling financially. We all go through it. I just want to make sure, people know we're there for them and that we can help them, and we'll do the best we can to help them.
Oh, yeah. Well, and one thing I was going to ask, we kind of teased this on the Friday show that's coming.
Sure.
The one we just finished recording. Sure. So do we have COVID, or is there a reason that we sound like this?
We do not have COVID.
No, we don't.
I was doing a lot of screaming on Friday.
Yeah, he was. And if you want to know, Josh does scream like a girl. So
there you go.
Those VTech players kept looking up, thinking there was a cheerleader in the stands, and no, it was Josh.
No,
it was Josh.
We were sitting at the game, and there was this Florida fan 2 rows down from us, and I was like,
"You're stereotypical.
This guy's so annoying. He just keeps yelling out and screaming." And then today, I'm sitting there thinking about that, and I'm like, I'm just as bad as he is.
Realizing it's half the battle.
Yeah,
it is. It is. And me, it was more so. I was doing a little bit of yelling too.
Sure.
A little bit, but.
Yeah, you were more hyped for the Tech game than you were.
Well, I wonder why. Jeez, when you're down by double digits in the first 10 minutes, it's,
Ladies and gentlemen, I will testify that he is a Hokie at heart.
Oh, I'm not a Hokie at heart. I hate Florida, and anyone who's beaten Florida, I'm always a fan of. So. But, it was definitely a great experience. But, yeah, so Josh handles our bankruptcy practice at the office. He meets with folks, gets their petitions ready, basically helps me be able to focus in on the things that matter and get a full picture when I come in and give advice. It's really helpful, for those of you who've never done it. Being able to have someone's full financial picture when you give them advice is just critical. And instead of me sitting in there for an hour gathering information, putting it together, and then analyzing it, I can come in for 5 minutes,
sure,
and be able to have just a nice, concise, compact view of everything, and be able to give advice in an efficient manner. Because it's one of those that what I need to know is what do you have, what do you owe, who do you owe, et cetera, and what type of debt it is. And Josh is great at getting all that together for me. So if you are having any questions about debt, think you might be needing to look at a bankruptcy, we do free consultations. Josh will get you to get some information together for us. He'll gather it all up for me, and we'll sit down, go over everything, and tell you what your best route is. And we're not one of those places that always tell you to file. In normal times, we send people away.
Sure.
We do that often. We also occasionally do some debt settlements, some workouts. It depends. But primarily the bankruptcy practice is, Chapter 7, Chapter 13. And, it's something that I'm a certified consumer bankruptcy law specialist, which there's only, I think, one other one in Cleveland. So, it's something that we do have to offer. But, free consultation, so it's worth coming in and just finding out your options before it's too late.
Yeah, and let me say this to everybody's listening: don't struggle. There's a view on bankruptcy as it's a bad thing, and you're not good with finances. But life happens. People get in financial situations. Don't lose your house. Don't lose your car. No. Come see me. We'll help you. It's not a bad thing. It's set up there to help people.
And the sooner you come, the better it will be for us to be able to help you. Don't wait until you're facing foreclosure next week or this week.
Sure.
Come now, and we can really find some things that'll help. So please give us a call for all your legal needs, bankruptcy, domestic, pretty much anything you have. But this is Andrew Morgan. It's been a pleasure being with you all this fine Monday afternoon. Go enjoy watching the rest of the tournament, and we'll probably be back next week to tell you what our thoughts are. So we'll catch you next time. Andrew Morgan signing out from the Andrew Morgan Show.